Welcome, race fans, to ETV's live coverage of the Thursday Night Thunder B-Car series, where we're going to be dealing with the boys going to have girl problems tonight. There's a lady in black going to look to stripe them up out there on them walls. This is a track I'm really excited for. I have personally never raced on this track, spotted on this track, or called a race at this track, so I've been really looking forward to this one. Been hearing as you can imagine, if you're a NASCAR fan, Darlington is tough in the real world drivers, so it's no surprise. It's a tough racetrack for sim racers as well. Man, it should be outstanding race tonight. Or at the very least, edge of your seat. You know what I mean? Hold your breath moments for these drivers, and we're gonna get the opportunity to sit back and watch it all go down. But before we get to that, let's take a quick look back to last week, where we was in Iowa for second split coverage. And it was Richard Brown, man, taking home the win. Real solid run by him. He looked real good. Brought home the checkered flag, and here we go into Darlington tonight. We don't have any points yet. We're still early on the season. We're kind of working on how we're going to do this thing, and the common consensus is we're going to go top split only for the rest of the season. To anybody who that cuts out, we all at ETV truly apologize, but this night just isn't working out with the population the way it was before, so that's the route we're going to go. I hope everybody's okay with that. And now we're going to go ahead and try and jump in this server, see what we can get going on, see who we got in the field. Looks like we're going to have 19 drivers tonight. And you know what? I mean, it's a maximum capacity of 30. We're only getting 19. And normally you'd love to see more, but a track like this, the lady in black, I think moderation might be the key with this one. Fewer may be better. We're bringing in some extra flagmen tonight. You know what I mean? Because the idea is that probably pace car's probably going to dominate this thing. This is one nasty egg to trying to get your way around without running stuff. And it's very easy to forget where you're at. I know that sounds goofy, but for sim racing, at least for me, in previous sims on this track, I'll forget which corner I'm at sometimes. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I think what we're going to do right here real quick, while we're waiting to get into the server, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages.
You need it. HeyPCGuide.com or 1-877-717-2489. For businesses that depend on their network system, Remote Workforce Solutions is faster and more reliable than sitting on hold while the local IT guy is handling another problem. IT staff are commonly overworked, overburdened, and can lead to frustrating delays and lost business deals. HeyPCGuide.com or 1-877-717-2489 is your best solution.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave
All right, there you go. You know what that means. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Got all our post-race activities out of the way. It's business time. These boys are about to try and tame this lady, and let's go ahead and run you through this field. We got the wild man, Ben Burnett, in the number 6 car. Going to start on pole with a blazing lap time of 28.155. Outside him in the front row is going to be the number 5 of Brian V. Macklin.
Row 2, Jess, we got Brad Mayor and Wes Weedman.
The number 1 ranked driver in the room tonight, the captain, Phil Juring. He's going to be starting back there in 5th place on the inside line. Outside of him, the 15 of John Bunton.
Starting 7th is Justin Kirby, and starting 8th is Ron Hart.
Armando Vargas, the 16, going to start inside in the 9th position. Roundage top 10 is going to be the 8 of Peter Bennett.
I'm starting 11th and 18, Lee Heron and David Comstock.
Joshua Gerald going to start in the number 4 car back there in 13th place. The rest of these guys haven't taken qualifying times. The 9 of Brandon Bowie going to start in 14th place outside of Joshua.
I'm starting 15th. We got Jeffrey Parker, and 16th we got Brandon Six.
Rescue fields go like this. Number 14 of John R. Wilkins starting 17th. 18th is going to be the number 17 of Larry Scott Jr. And Lauren Personette in the number 19 car is going to start at the back of the field here. Going to round out your field. The pace car is in. We're about to get this thing underway. Ben Burnett going to take the green flag. Flagman doing his thing. Getting them ready. Here they come through 3 and 4. Lady in Black about to get down to business. Green flag is out. We're underway. Bad boy, you know what time it is, brother. Let's crank it up for one time. Alright, bad boy, thanks for the sights and the sounds, man. These boys ripping around. I've been watching. This track, well, I tell you what, AJ, this track is out to get these drivers tonight, man. These boys have got their hands full. We're working lap 3 of 100. It's a long way to go, and there's going to be a lot of skipped heartbeats throughout this race, man. Who you got your eyes on tonight, brother?
Leading the race, man, Ben Burnett. I know he don't run many races. When he does, he's really good. Oh, he just got in the wall and just lost the lead. Here comes Phil Juring. He hit the wall real hard, Jesse.
Yeah, Brian B. Macklin out in the lead, and got a good little gap right there. Ben looking okay. I'm going to go look at that right before him, but still not in. You know what they say, man, Darlington stripe. Go ahead and get that thing out of the way here. As long as you got the lungs, you haven't come out of the corner pigeon-toed with the front tires, you know, you can still rotate through the corner okay without your steering being all jacked up. You'll be all right. But yeah, we're going to see a lot of that tonight. I really don't think we're going to see a single car out here tonight that's not going to go out there and get a good touch on the wall tonight.
Yeah, that's what this place is all about. It's NASCAR's original track, and it's one of the first tracks in NASCAR, and it's known for the black stripe, and I believe everybody in this field is probably going to get one sooner or later.
Car I've watched make a couple moves here is the number 3 of David Comstock. He's actually he was just given away by the 10 of Ron Hart, so that's going to move Ron Hart back in the 9th position back there, and David Comstock up in 8th, and they're running single file. This is kind of, oh, here we got a challenge up here now. We got one going off track on the inside. Who was that? My goodness, looked like he might have got a good piece of that inside wall.
This is David Comstock. Jesse's just talking about him. Got loose, gathered it back up, lost a couple spots. Looks like he's got it going back in the right direction.
Yeah, good call, man. I just out of the corner of my eye, I seen that happen. I was watching the 12 of Justin Kirby. I've seen this dude a few times, man. These cars, him and Brent Kirby both are very good. Now he's going to look to the inside of Phil Juring, down to the flat. They think about 3 wide. That's not going to work. They go into the corner side by side. Phil Juring's going to go ahead and wave the hand out the window and say, "Hey, bang! Here you go, little business for you." He said, "I'm already dealing with the lady. I don't need that." Little bit of business right there. The 12 got big trouble. Now comes down. The 8 goes slip on by. 12 headed backwards through this field in a hurry. And, yeah, I mean, you know, this is a track here where tempers can flare. It's now a little more contact. The 12 and the 10 get together. 10 in the wall hard. 10 is in big trouble back there. That's Ron Hart. After letting the guy go by, he ends up being the victim of a tough deal right there. So I don't see the flag. The 10 is stopped now in the backstretch, off the track, and no caution going to come out for that. He's calling it a night, unfortunately. Man, tough deal right there for the 10, huh?
Yeah, Jesse, I'll tell you, I don't know if we was at Bristol or Darlington, man. There was definitely some stuff going on. Phil Juring just got way loose there, out of 3 there. Okay, he's gathered it back up and he's settled in a 3rd again.
If you want to know where to go to get your feelings hurt, this is the track for it. I'm telling you. Look at this move by the 8. The 8 of Peter Bennett to the outside now of the 2. Wes Weedman going to back it down there, going down to turn 1. He's going to let the 8 on by, but man, 3 and 4, the 8 of Peter Bennett actually just took it to the high side, right around the 2. Man, that was a pretty good, strong move right there by Peter Bennett. Up front, Brian V. Macklin has charged out to over 2.5 second lead right now. At the stripe, he hits a 4:34, a 29:434 to be exact. While the second place runner, Ben Burnett, hits a 29:644, so it clicks off another 2/10 that lap. Tell you what, right now, the rabbit is definitely Brian Macklin. He's looking very solid. He had one wobble in the first couple laps. I seen him get loose and chase the car. Aside from that, his car looks solid. He's out there running that Dale Jr. line, if you want to call it, maybe the Casey Kane line out there, right on the wall, and looking real good doing it right here so far.
Yeah, Jesse, Brian might have one of them setups where, you know, you can be comfortable out there and still pull away. If that's the case, then the rest of this field might be in trouble tonight.
Oh, you nailed it too, buddy. I mean, it's a big thing. I mean, you take a track like this where you're really on a roller coaster. There is one car width groove at this track. Side-by-side racing for any extended period of time is pretty much out of the question. No matter. Oh, we got a car in trouble. I'm hearing Jeffrey Parker in the 11 is around. He's getting her gathered up. I don't see the lights. No, check that. Lights are out. Caution is out on the racetrack. The 11 of Jeffrey Parker. His car looks to be okay. But, yeah, we're going to be under caution. Bad Boy, do you happen to get a look at that?
Yeah, let's see what's happening. It looked like he just came off the corner here. He was battling hard, trying. I think he might have just pinched the car down just a little bit too much underneath the 12. And I can't tell that Jeff Gordon look-alike right above him smacks the wall on the outside trying to avoid him. But that 11 car just going to make a low, slow, lazy spin down on in the infield here, guys.
Right on. Good job keeping her clean. Nobody else gets involved. And here comes the field. The feeding trough is full. The hogs are coming. You got to think 4 tires for sure at a track like this. And for the rest of this field, save for Brian Macklin, I think adjustments are definitely in order. I mean, we had some good runners up here. Ben Burnett looking good. Phil Juring looking good. Peter Bennett making moves to the heights. I mean, we got some good-looking runners here tonight, but none looking as good as Brian Macklin here early on. So it's up to these pit crews to get some track position for some of these guys, and it's up to these crew chiefs. You know, they've been scratching their head for the last 13 laps, trying to figure out, well, what the heck am I going to have to do for my driver? Now they got the caution they needed to have some real time to think about it and come down here and make these changes. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, what's going to happen on this next start now. If any of these other cars that have been good become great, and which one of these guys that were good become not so good. Because as we all know, crew chiefs can go the wrong direction sometimes too. Brian Macklin going to win this battle off pit road. No battle at all. I mean, his pit crew got it done. Ben Burnett going to come out second. Phil Juring third. No change there. The race is back there between Wes Weedman, Peter Bennett, John Bunton. Little bit of a mix-up there. What we got to do right here is let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and get this field sorted out for you right after these messages. Alright, welcome back, race fans. We're side by side, lights out on the pace car. You know what that means. We're about to turn these boys over to this bad mamma jamma once again. Brian Macklin's still out front here. Ben Burnett's going to be starting second. Phil Juring going to be in third back there on the outside of the line. Outside of him is going to be Wes Weeb in the 2. Rounds top 5 is going to be the 15 of John Bunton. And a lot of radio communication going on between the 1 of Phil Juring and the 12 of Justin Kirby. A lot of fist shaking going on. So we're going to have to keep our eye on those two for sure. Pace car's in. Flag is coming. About to be back to green flag racing right here as Brian Macklin comes out of turn 4. He's off and away. Fantastic start for Brian Macklin there, partner.
Yeah, he gets a good restart. Ben Burnett got in the wall earlier. Looks like that car is going to be okay. Looks like he's able to hold off Phil and maintain second place there here for the restart.
Ooh, a little bit of the wobbles for the 15, man. The 15 of John Bunton gets a case of the wobbles. The 7 of Brad Mayhart now looking to the outside down in turn 3 and 4. Side by side back behind him, thinking about it rather, but they're going to go ahead and stay single file. But Brad Mayhart looking to make this move and get by the 15. He's going to do it on the outside. Nice move right there for Brad Mayhart. So move him on up to 7th position right there.
Yeah, Jesse, if we have a lot of restarts tonight, which I'm hoping not, you're going to see a lot of people, man. They want to get that track position early. Track position's key here. Once the tires comes in, then it's even harder to pass. So I think that's going to be pretty key tonight is restarts.
Brad Mayhart up another position now. He gets the wave by Wes Wheatman in the 2. Into 3, the 7 of Brad Mayhart is going to take 6th position away from Wes Wheatman and rather get the wave by. So right here early on, Brad Mayhart is on the move. And both these guys, man, Brian Macklin and Brad Mayhart, they're Kingpin Motorsports drivers, teammates. So, you know what I mean? You got to think they got, at the very least, a similar package, if not the same package. And you can see what Brian Macklin's doing. I mean, he's looking real good. However, the Wild Man, he ain't playing. Ben Burnett, man, sitting there in second place. He's not letting Macklin get away here, at least early on. We'll have to see as this run, goes on. He is losing a touch of time every single lap right now. We'll see how this thing works out as it goes on.
Jesse, Phil Juring, he just let David Comstack let him take the 3rd spot. Comstack had a pretty good run, so he just went ahead and waved him on by.
Yeah, he's looking good, man. At 3, he was looking really good earlier. He was another one that was on the move in that first stint, and then he had that one. You caught it when he had that one big slide there coming off of 2, chased her down to the inside of the track and lost some track position. But he's got all that track position back, and yeah, you're absolutely right, partner. That Monster Energy number 3, we better keep our eye on him tonight too, because he's looking pretty sharp. Looking back to this field. There's no racing going on right now. Everybody is battling the elements. They're battling the track right now, and it's it's singled out throughout the whole field. Nobody's looking to make any moves right now just yet. This is tense, though. I mean, in most tracks, we're looking for side-by-side action, but I'm telling you, these boys out here. Ben Burnett's going to get a little bit of the wall there, coming out of 4, rather out of 2. I'm sorry, and car looks good though. I mean, it's just a little scraper. Nothing. The 3, David Comstock pulls up to the back of Ben Burnett, but his line, man, his entry going into turn 3, he's fearless, dude. This guy, he must do like X Games or something during the summertime, because this dude is no joke. He's fearless when he flies off into turn 3, buddy.
And just another driver. He was in that first Dover race, ran really well until he ended up getting wrecked out. That's that Larry Scott Jr. He just passed Brandon Six and Jeffrey Parker and moved him up in the 9th place. So pretty interesting to see what he might have tonight too.
Absolutely, man. There's 19 drivers in the field tonight, and he said he come in here ranked 17th. So as far as iRacing points are concerned, or iRating is concerned, boy, he's got a lot to gain. Sitting up here inside the top 10, looking really, really good. As well as I want to give a shout out to that 15 of John Bunton. He's ran a smart race. He's let people go when he's felt he's needed to. He's ran safe, smart. Haven't seen that car in any trouble yet so far that I can recall. And here he sits in 8th place. So you got 2 guys there ranked towards the back of this field, actually running inside the top 10, doing real good here early on.
Also want to mention, Jesse, for Wes Weaven, he is leading the official B-car standing points for the iRacing side so far this season.
Oh, really? Good call, partner. I've been a little bit busy the last week or so. I've kind of been a little bit out of the loop and wasn't sure what was going on with that. So Appreciate that. And yeah, Wes Weaving, man, he's a guy we've seen him on some broadcasts, and I've you know, I as well as I know you have too, seen him on the service just in races. He's no joke, man. There's a reason he's leading the points. He's a good racer for sure. We got quite a few of them in this field tonight. Oh, Ben Burnett in the wall again a little bit down there, 1 and 2. Oh, the wobbles for the 3. The 3 gets the wobbles into the wall a little bit. There goes Phil Jury to the inside, trying to get by him. Now going down the back stretch. The 7 going to come on by, and the 8 now. Oh, the 8 gets into the 7, now into the 3. Cars around. Caution is coming out. My goodness. They've done it again. I tell you what. Oh, it's a big one. The 17, we were just talking about it, partner. He gets a big lick of that. Right on the end, man. He gets a big piece of that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, tough break for the 8, the 17. Major damage. I don't know that that's something you can fix on pit road. I think what you're going to need is a get well soon card after that one. Bad boy. You're going to look at that carnage, brother.
Yeah, we don't miss too many on the old E-Play machine, Jesse, but here we go. The 3 car gets a big wiggle here. I believe that's Phil. Is that Phil Jury right behind him, Jesse? But the 3 car gets a big wiggle. 7 car comes. They make it 3 wide here just briefly. And then I believe the 3 car is going to get into the car in front of him, collect the 8 car, and we got a huge mess. 17 involved, the 8 car involved. Jesse, we got the big one here.
Oh, we sure did, man. I tell you what, that 8, dude, he did the old Booker T Spinneroonie if you're an old. Oh, look out for them barrels! My goodness, back to live. I'm watching the 8 of Peter Bennett, and he almost clobbers those water barrels trying to get to pit road. You got to think the steering's a little out of whack, as you can see a lot more of that left rear tire, or rather right rear tire, than you should be able to right now. The whole field coming down. Some for new skins, others for you know, support. Support and help with the metal. I'll tell you what, that was a major lick. You know, Larry Scott Jr., I'm not showing him at all. I think they're going to pack that thing up. I think they're going to go ahead and pack that thing up, call it a day. That was a major, major hit. Peter Bennett, they're trying to work on it for Peter Bennett down there, but going to be tough. Macklin's crew getting it done once again. They're going to go ahead and get him off pit road. Wildman Ben Burnett's going to hang on to second. Third's going to be Phil Jury. It looks like Wes Weedman's going to go ahead and win the battle between him and Brad Maher coming off of pit road. So he's going to come out fourth. Brad and Mahar are going to round out your top 5. Well, I tell you what, partner, that was a mollywhopping right there. And real quick, man, I got to give a shout out to E.J. O'Rourke up in the stands watching this race. Man, he's doing the damn thing. He's scared of the lady. I don't blame him. I am too, but he's enjoying the show. So shout out to E.J. O'Rourke up there watching this, man. How you doing, brother? Well, I tell you what, AJ, man, what do you think, man? What do you think about that dude, man? He must have spun 3 times in the air when he got clobbered. That poor A car, man. Peter Bennett, they're still in there working on that thing. How you think he's feeling down there, man? That was a pretty hard lick.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one, unfortunately, for the 17. Yeah, that car's done. Man, you know, even to come back out being laps down or anything, just coming out and driving this track's a challenge. We gotta give Peter Brennan some credit. Going to come back out and try to log some laps and just hope for some of these other guys just to fall out.
Yeah, and this caution gives the 12 of Justin Kirby. He still sits on pit road. The 12 of Justin Kirby, who got into a little bit of a fisticuffs with the captain Phil Jurin earlier on, took the worst of it. He's in there trying to get that thing banged out right now, and I believe he should be able to stay on the lead lap. This could be good for him, as they definitely, you know, I'm seeing a lot of Rumpelstiltskin on the right side of that car still. Is now he leaves his stall, and you know, oh my goodness, the pace car's off. I'm sitting here looking at guys on pit road. There are going to be laps down. Pace car's off. Brian Macklin is away. We're back to green flag racing. Single filed out up through the top 4. The racing is the 9 now. The 9 of Brandon Bowie goes by the 11 on the inside in 1 and 2, and now, or excuse me, 3 and 4, and now pulls up to the inside of the 1, but then gets loose underneath Phil Jury coming off of turn 4. He's going to lose all that position, all that track position he had just gained. He's lost it all right there.
Yeah, that was a situation, Jesse. A better safe than sorry. He backed out. He knew he got too much and was getting loose, so he figured he'd just back out.
Another guy, I don't think we've mentioned Joshua B. Garrow at all tonight, aside from the run-through, with the initial run-through at the start of the race. First of all, that's a cool-looking car. I just realized that's a Monster Energy car, too. I like that aqua teal color he's got going on there. Good-looking car. And a real good driver who's really flying under the radar so far tonight, but that is somebody we better keep our eye on. Joshua B. Garrow's no joke, and I'm not sure what kind of package he's got for tonight at Darlington, but he's one of these guys that no matter what track, usually no matter what track or what car, he's one you got to look out for. Looks like he's fighting that car as he goes off into turn 3, though. It looks a little bit loose going in, partner.
Yeah, I'm seeing quite a few field jurying. He's kind of a little bit loose off the turns too. You just mentioned Joshua B. Garrard. A lot of loose race cars here, but man, I'll tell you what, I'd rather be loose than be tight at this place, because if you're tight, eventually you're going to see the wall.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You want a Darlington stripe, but you want a Darlington divot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's a divot by the 6s. Now the 7's going to get into him. Oh, the 6 in trouble. He goes down the track now to the inside.
He saved it.
He
Awesome.
saves it. Coming back up the track. Look out, traffic coming. My goodness, we're going to stay green right here. 14 getting on by. What a save by the 6 of the Wild Man. And that was a wild ride for the Wild Man, Ben Burnett, right there. Fantastic job saving it, and an attaboy to everybody who had to get by, because the rest of the field came at Ben Burnett like a meteor shower. Just, and everybody's going to get through it. But Ben Burnett's got a lot of buildup on his tires. I mean, you can almost see the tires vibrating as he goes down the track right now. He's got a lot of junk on his tires. He's wobbling all over the place, and it's gonna take some nerves of steel right here to just kind of cool this thing back down and get his nerves back under. But man, partner, that was one hell of a save right there. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Another guy to make saves like that didn't run the black good wrench, so just kind of look familiar out there.
Oh, no doubt, man. It was definitely a moment for sure. And it wasn't Brad Mayhar didn't do nothing wrong. Brad Mayhar, I was just getting ready to comment on the 7 of Brad Mayhar and how strong he looked coming up to the back of Ben Burnett right there. And it's like right as he got to him, Ben got a little case in the wobbles, got a little bit in trouble. It's a lot of what we've seen tonight. I mean, most of the incidents we've seen tonight, that's what's happened. This track is so treacherous on everybody. It's like, and you can't race side by side, so you have to kind of get right there to a guy and just wait for your opportunity. And that looked like to me that's what Brad was doing, and it just so happened that right then, Ben had a problem, and they come together. But yeah, great job by everybody to get through there with no caution, no harm, no foul.
Jesse, we got Lee Heron. He's needing a caution right now. He's not far from getting put a lap down here to Brian.
Yeah, he's that 18 car is looking really, really jacked up right here, and in fact, he's already showing one lap down in 16th position, as well as John Bunton in the 15, who's on pit road right now. I'm not sure what happened to the 15 of John Bunton. I just seen the jack go up. He's getting tires right now, and getting service. Jack going back down, and he's still there. So he must have, his car doesn't look terrible. He must have took a good lick, though. He must have took a good lick on the wall that we missed. It's unfortunately for John Bunton and the 15 team. They're on pit road right now under green, getting extended service.
Jesse, our leader, Brian Macklin, he come out of turn 2, man. I mean, he just smacked the wall really hard. He's got Brad Mayar right on him. We might be having a lead change here in just a few. We'll see who gets his track position.
And as they approach the 18, we were just talking about it, Lee Heron, and these two are teammates. These two are Kingpin Motorsports teammates right here, and so you got a Kingpin 1-2 right here. Is the 5's going to look to slip on by the 18? I'm sure the 7's going to follow him through, and then I think you're right, partner. I think they might do real close call there. Brad Mayhar waits till the last second. He's like, hey, you want to see me stunt? He stunts his way off into turn 1, and they both get clear of the 18 right there. But yeah, I gotta agree, partner. I think they might try a little swapperoo. Brad's looking real good. Brian's looked great too, but Brad's looking real good. They might try a little swapperoo just to see, who's gonna be the better rabbit right here. You gotta imagine these two are wanting to just check out on the field for a while.
Yeah, don't forget about Wes Sweetman too. Man, every race I've seen him in this year, he's been fast. He's been up there, top 5. Not count him out too. I'm not really sure about the tire fall off. If they're up here, if they're burning up too much, some of these guys back here saving some can come up and get them. Just real interesting. I think his track's a lot different from others in iRacing. We'll find out how it's going to play off through this race.
Oh, for sure. Change for the lead there is Brian Macklin does, in fact, wave by his teammate Brad Mayhar, and then actually gets a little case of the wobbles down there in 3 and 4, comes up and touches the wall a little bit. I don't see any, it wasn't too significant of a hit, though. I think he's going to be okay, but right now, I mean, he's looking like he's really wrestling. I mean, he looks like a crocodile hunter down there in that car right now. He's like, boy, we got a fighter! We got a fighter! You know what I mean? He's battling with that thing, doing the hell of a job, running second place right now. But you were just talking about it, partner. That number 2 of Wes Weedman, you were talking about him. He was about 1.25 seconds back, and he's actually gained, like 3/10. So he's closing in a little bit. He's closing in a little bit. He's closing in on Brian Macklin in a hurry. Brad Mayhar, he's closing in on him a little bit. We'll see now that Brad's got clean air. We'll see how that works out. See if he's actually going to be still gaining on him from here on out.
Jesse also been watching Jeffrey Parker. He's running 4th behind Wes Weedman there, and he's hit the wall a couple times. But man, he's keeping up with those guys too. So I'm not going to count him out either. He's not catching them, but he's hanging with them. And if you're hanging with them here, then anything can happen in front of you.
Oh, for sure, man. We got some players still in this thing, and look, this time now that they got all single filed out, they're looking pretty equal. Brad Mayhar, Brian Macklin, Wes Weedman, your top 3 their lap times are really pretty balanced out. They're pretty equal here. So I'm with you, man. I'm kind of curious. Mayhar, definitely our leader, Mayhar, was a little quicker than all the other 2 drivers right there, and really a little quicker than this whole field right now. He's looking real sharp. Still running in the low 6s right here, and I'm with you though, man. I mean, this is a tough track, and I'm curious. Never really raced here before, never watched a race here before. I'm curious too. I mean, it looks like this has the look of a long run. As Macklin catches a little bit of the wall there, coming out of turn 4. Go ahead, he's gonna drive away, no problems. But yeah, I'm curious to see what this is gonna be like on the tire wear too, man. And wow, Macklin back in the wall again. He is really fighting with that thing right here as the 2 begins to run him down again. My goodness. He's I tell you what, Brian Macklin, he's getting the Survivor Award, man, if he continues like this, because I've seen him bouncing off that wall. I don't know if he got a bad set of tires or if they made an adjustment, is disagreeing with his driving style on that last pit stop or what, because he was great early in the race. I mean, he wasn't making any mistakes at all. This track is really trying to get him in this run, though.
Yeah, I think just like how you said there, Jesse, it's, setup's still there, the car's still good, it's just the track, and if you don't respect the track every single lap, then, you're going to have a bad run, until you get a new set of tires on and get refreshed.
Here we got our leader going to go ahead and try and get by Peter Bennett. Peter Bennett now showing 3 laps down, back out on the track after extended service. He's still got a mangled rear end on that car, but he's hanging tough out there in 15th position. Going to go ahead and wave on by the 5 of Brian Macklin. Here comes the 2 of Wes Weedman. He's getting down out of the way. Is the 8 of Peter Bennett. Real classic move right there. Just let them lead lap cars go. Mayhar looking real good, man.
5 loose.
No, the 5 is around. Brian Macklin in big trouble. Caution going to be coming out, I believe, for this. And yes, the lights are on. Brian Macklin's going to loop her around. And the car looks to be pretty good. I look like he definitely had to take a whopping on that wall, but looking at his car, he looks to be okay. Maybe a little bit on the right rear. Bad boy, did you happen to get a look at that on ETV replay?
Yeah, it seemed like he was just in cruise mode, Jesse. I'm not quite sure what happened. Trying to go around the A car, taps the right side of that rear spoiler. I don't know if that kind of upset him coming in this next corner. 2 cars behind him. He just gets loose up there up top. I'm not so sure that right side of that spoiler, when he tapped the wall, Jesse, there might have taken a little bit of downforce off there, and he just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, I was just looking at that myself, man. He did a really, really good job of both. Minimize the damage. It didn't really look like he hurt his car at all, and he also did a fantastic job rolling backwards there, keeping that thing down on the inside of the track and not letting it come back up in front of drivers. So, attaboy to Brian Macklin there. I'm sure that's not the way he was trying to. I'm sure he wasn't trying to be on the ETV replay for a self-spin, but that's the best way to do it right there, man. That didn't hurt nobody else, and his car, he's still got a good car. So here we go. Pit stops once again. We're right at halfway right here. We'll be working lap 50 next time by. It's 49 right now of 100. Everybody's in. Brad Mayhar showing the way, and man, he was looking good on that last run right there, partner.
Yeah,
The
he
two-
was.
The
Yeah,
2
he
and
was.
the
He was.
7 leave together. Good stops by both those guys, partner. Sorry, I see, man, they dropped the jacks. Those two took off. I mean, identical. They was like, that was like synchronized exiting right there.
And props to Phil Juring. He on that run, he entered 6th place. He picked up 3 spots. So attaboy to his team.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna move Phil back up into the top 5. Still got Joshua B. Garrow. Look, you know what? Actually, I'm looking for him right now, and I don't see. I'm not seeing his car, so I'm not sure if that's something wrong on my end or if he dropped connection. I'm hoping he didn't, so I think he was one we needed to definitely keep our eyes on. Well, Mondo Vargas in the 16 back there, he hasn't really made a big splash yet at this track tonight, but we never count that guy out. He was our top split champion last season in the Friday Night B-Car Showdown, so definitely got a lot of experience in these broadcast races. And a guy you always gotta figure into this thing. If he's still out there on the track, he's always a potential player for sure. Well, we're trying to get this thing sorted out right here. It looks like we're gonna have some wave rounds. Looks like the 8 and the 15 are gonna go ahead and take the wave round and get a lap back. Let's go ahead and take a quick breath, commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Dig. Hard as you can go all the way to the wall, dig, back to speed. Tires looked awesome too, bud, and then there at the end you were mowing down those guys pretty quick.
Alright guys, bearing down on you 20, hard and fast.
You've been doing an awesome job. Get us one tonight.
Pace car's pulled up. Flag, green flag.
All right, welcome back to Flying Star here. They've just taken the green flag. Brad Mahar with a fantastic jump off the start. Wes Weedman hanging on to 2nd place. Phil Juring, after a great stop by his team, runs 3rd, and back behind him, there's the race. The 5 and the 6 go side by side. That's Brian Macklin to the outside, looking to take that position away, and he is. He's going to get that position, but here comes Ben Burnett, the wild man, back to the inside, coming down the front stretch, down to turn 1. They go side by side once again. Oh, real close right there, and that's the thing at this track. I mean, the guy on the bottom has to come up a little bit. The guy on the top is like, he's like in a can of sardines up there, stuck between the wall and the driver on the bottom. And that don't look like they're done yet. For now, Ben Burnett has that position, 4th position that is, and looks to me like Macklin looks like he wants to get back after it, man. He's been up there riding in the sunshine the whole race. I think he sees his teammate up there, and he's going, man, come on. Oh, wait, we got to change for the lead. Well, I'm sitting here watching these guys, partner. We got to change for the lead up here.
Yeah, Wes Weedman, move him to the front. He's our new leader, and he made it work. It looks like the 7's going for it again, and we got somebody around back there, Jesse.
Yeah, I seen somebody just take a wild dive off of the surface there. Wilkins, the 14 of John R. Wilkins, goes for a ride. I don't see a caution flag. The caution is out. The caution is out. We are going to be back behind the pace car once again. And I got to say, Honestly, I expected a lot more caution. So I know we just got back to green and we got another caution, but all these guys are pat on the back. They're doing pat on the back. They're doing a good job here tonight. 14 going to take a mollywop right here. Bad boy. You get a look at that, brother.
Let's see what happens here. This is that Jeff Gordon lookalike I was trying to find earlier in the 14 machine. He's going to come off this corner where I've been seeing everybody really having trouble tonight, and he's going to slam the inside wall, guys. Going to take a lot of damage on that, especially the rear end of that car. It's actually rubbing the left rear tire, Jesse. So this guy's going to have a lot of repairs to do here.
Yeah, that team's definitely going to have their work cut out for him. That was a pretty good, you're right, that's a pretty good lick. And that inside wall seems to be a lot less forgiving than the outside wall for sure. It's got that safer barrier, but I don't think it's, it may be a soft wall, but it's not, I don't think it's quite as soft as that outside wall. With the fact that we just went back to green, it looks to me like we're not going to have many takers on pit road of our lead lap guys. However, Brandon Bowie in the 9 is going to come on down, the 13 of Brandon 6, the 19 of Lauren Personette, and, of course, the 14 of John R. Wilkins, who will probably be in there for an extended stay. His car really, I mean, it's a pretty good lick, but it doesn't look terrible. I mean, it definitely isn't going to help his situation any, but doesn't look too bad. I think they should be able to keep him on a lead lap, most likely.
Up front, Jesse, Brad Mayer did make that pass for the lead right before that caution come out, so he must have just sensed something was going to happen, so he had to get back up there.
Yeah, I think that too. Like right as I was just gonna say, first time tonight. The West Weedman have been up there in the sunshine leading this race, and yeah, I seen it. Brad, you're right. Absolutely right. Brad was coming right back on him, and then I think you and I both at the same time seen that car, the 14, out of the corner of our eye back there, heading the wrong direction in a hurry. So yeah, it's gonna put a hold on things. But now we're looking at lap 56 of 100. We should be going green with about 42 laps to go, maybe 43. And if we go green that distance, it's no problem on fuel for sure. I mean, this is a little less than a 1.5 mile racetrack, but that's a pretty good little length run on tires. And I'd be anxious to see if this thing does go green from here. I'd be anxious to see what happens with the fall off with some of these guys and who's really got what for the extended run.
Yeah, just right now we're at the point in the race where now you really need the track position, because when you do get the track position, then you can at least pit up there and stay up toward the front. So I really think you're going to see a lot of dicing for spots here, and just trying to get that track position for the finale run here.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. And you know what, man? I'm gonna give a shout out to Lauren Personette in the 19 car. He comes in here. The bottom ranked driver in this race, I don't see a scratch on his car, and he's sitting down in the top 10. You said earlier, Party, you talked about being comfortable, and in a track like this, say you go to a track like Texas or Atlanta or Michigan or somewhere like this, man, it's about going and getting. It's about speed, and in the race, it's always about speed, but a track like this one here, it really is about comfort more than some other types of tracks. So just getting through it and keeping your car clean can get you great finishes. I think I read a comment somebody had put in the forums saying that it's similar to road racing at this track. That just focus on keeping between the lines and not going off track, off surface, and you get yourself a good finish. And Lauren Personette is absolutely an example of that. He's doing a great job here tonight, so attaboy to him. Pace car is about to get out of the way and cut Brad Mahar loose once again. Repping for Kingpan Motorsports and doing well with it. Wes Weedman been running good all night long. He's sitting outside in second position right there. Your second row is going to be the captain, Phil Jerian, on the inside in the one car. Outside of him, the wild man, Ben Burnett. And Brian Macklin, who's led the most laps here in this race tonight, is going to be around at your top 5. But look who's there in the row with him. Armando Vargas up to 6th place. So it's about to get interesting, partner. I think what we got to do right here, we got these guys still bunched up before we have another big one, just in case. I think we got to crank it up one more time. Green flag is out. Brad Mahar's slow start. Oh, trouble for the 1. No, crank it up. We're going to have carnage. Carnage on the track for sure. The 1 in big trouble. I don't know if the lights are on yet. I'd imagine they probably are. It looks like we're going to be back under caution. It was a slow start and looked like I'm not sure if Phil got into the back of the 5 first and then had to check up, or if the guy behind him got into him. I'm not really sure. Bad Boy, do you get a good look at that?
Yeah, let's see what happened, Jesse. It just looked like they were checking up the field, the leaders here, and everybody was anticipating the go. He actually got jacked up from behind by the 5 car. Jesse just loops him straight around. The 5 car just was anticipating the start, and the 1 car didn't go, but he couldn't go because the rest of them didn't go. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at it now, and if I'm the Captain Phil Juring, I'm thinking, I just got put into a kingpin sandwich, and that was bologna. You know what I mean? he's probably not happy about that. The good news is, the bad news is he's going to lose a lot of track position as Phil Juring, man, after his pit crew done a great job. He's done a good job staying up there. His pit crew done a good job getting him even more positions, and now he's going to fall the back of the group on a lead lap, but the car's in good shape. It looked like Armando Vargas, he, at a glance, it looked like he might get a little piece of the outside wall on that whole thing right there too. So I'm gonna dig that back up right now and look at it just to see who else we got. Look, I seen a black car. It might have been the 6 of Ben Burnett, or it could have been the 16. They're both black cars with a 6 on them, so I'm not sure. Oh, it was the 2. The 2, Wes Weidman and the 6 both actually get a good piece of that as well, and they, unlike Phil, actually do get some damage. Ben with a lot of damage on that, Ben Burnett. So, goodness gracious, we had another big one right there. A little big one, if you're into oxymorons.
Just yet 9, Brandon Bowie, the restart there, he was a whole bunch of cars checked up in front of him, and he got hit and actually was forced to pass a few cars, and he ended up getting a black flag stop and go. So he'll probably have to serve that here on the restart.
Who is it? Who got the stop and go? I'm sorry.
Brandon Bowie.
Oh, tough deal, and that's that's a server under green too. Oh, tough deal. And this track is tough to get down there under green flag conditions and get your service done, or get on the pit road full blast under green like that. This is a tough one for that. It's tough just to get through turn 3 and 4 for crying out loud. So now we got Brian Macklin leading this race. Brad Mahar in second. All the action there is going to bring Jeffrey Parker up into third, Armando Vargas into fourth. Rounds your top 5 for the first time tonight, as far as I remember. Brandon Sixth at number 13 finds himself in the top 5. Lauren Personette, we were just patting him on the back for being in 10th. Now he sits 6th. So yeah, man, this one man's trash is another man's treasure. You know what they say.
Absolutely, man. Good job for Lauren Personette getting up there and keeping his car clean, and who knows, he may win this thing. At this track, you don't have to be the fastest car to win. You just got to be the cleanest car and the smartest driver.
Absolutely. You got to have your baby bobblehead Jesus and your baby bobblehead Buddha dolls. You got to say a prayer. You got to have a few rabbit's feet and all that good stuff on your side for sure. And you got to have your eyes wide open for sure, because there's going to be some things that are going to happen that are going to be difficult to get through. And if we were to go back and take an onboard ride with Lauren Personette in that 19 car throughout this entire race, I bet you he's had to make some evasive maneuvers we might not have caught in this race to be where he's at and not have any damage. You know what I mean? Because every single wreck that's happened in this race, I would fathom a guess, every single wreck that's happened in this race has happened out of his windshield to this point. So he's done a great job. Bad Boy, you got an update for us, brother?
Yeah, Jesse, me and Treads is just looking for a little cold beverages to fill our cooler. I don't know if anybody in the chat room could give us a few. I mean, we're kind of running low up here.
No doubt. That's your call, EJ. You're going to have to make the trek up them big spiral stairs, man. Climb up to the tower. We need refreshments, brother.
Hey, AJ, go lock the screen door. Hurry up, AJ's coming.
Oh, man. We got the clam bacon in here. We got the cottonmouth going on, and we're definitely a little thirsty right here. We're parched, to be totally truthful. Brian B. Macklin, man, he's looking not like he don't look thirsty, but he's looking hungry. He got back up there. He's got that lead. He's led the most laps. He's got his teammate going to be starting up there in the front row with him, and I think these dudes are looking to do big things, man. I'm curious to see. Jeffrey Parker and Armando Vargas are another 2 guys that we've seen last season, the Friday night Showdown Series, we've seen those guys virtually every other week. You know, it was top split, second split, top split, second split. So we were seeing them, you know, basically every top split race. And I think Parker actually made some of the second split races as well. So, you know, I mean, haven't seen a lot of those guys tonight, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what they got. I mean, they got better track position than they've had all night. They've got to look at the leader's rear deck, and like you said, partner, you don't have to be the fastest car. You just got to be, you know, you just got to be the cleanest. You got to make the fewest amount of mistakes. So we'll see. This will be, you know, it could be good for them. Really, I feel like, man, I still feel like this is a, you know, harder pick than a broken nose. I really feel like this is going to be, anybody could still win this race that's on the lead lap right now.
Absolutely, a lot of fast cars out here. Interested to see Macklin probably going to get the lead here, man. You know, even though they're teammates, I do think that 7 is still one of the fastest cars out here. So they're going to dice it up, and we'll just have to see what happens.
Well, I tell you what, man. We go back to green flag racing here momentarily. I was just watching the 6 of Ben Burnett. His car is jacked up. The great restart there by both the two on the front row. That was definitely coordinated, as both of them are going to get off. Brad Mayhar is going to go ahead and let Macklin slide up in front of him right there. They haul off into turn 1 and 2, and man, I tell you what, Mayhar in second has got himself about a good 10 car length lead already over the 11 of Jeffrey Parker. Now look back here at the 13 of Brandon 6, looking to make a move to the inside of the 16 of Armando Vargas, heading off into turn 3 and 4, or turn 3 rather. Still side by side, real close. 13 has to back down a little bit right there. That's going to allow the 16 to hold that position for the time being. Behind him, here comes the 12, looking to the inside of the 1. Don't forget, this is not for position, but don't forget, the 12 and the 1 had a tangled earlier in the race. It looked like Phil just said, you know what, go ahead and go on by, man. I think he might have extended a partial apology right there, it looked to me like. So, but tell you what, that 12 car, Justin Kirby, he's got the thing rocking, man. That team has done a good job on pit road. With all these, they've had a lot of opportunities to work on that thing. He's got a lot of pop rivets, duct tapes. It's not going to win a beauty contest, but he's looking pretty good. And, you know, he may still be able to get this thing. If he gets that thing back on the lead lap, man, who knows? He might be a problem for some of these guys.
Jesse's mentioned that car, Ben Burnett, man. That thing, steering's messed up in that. He is having he's got his hands full trying to steer it right now.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I knew he took a big lick, but he took more of a mollywhopping than I thought. I mean, that car has got split personalities. It's got more personalities than Sybil Shepherd. He's pulling down the pit road, going, you know what I mean, Sybil Shepherd, are you in there? Trying to figure out if he can get that thing even back on the track and be halfway safe. It's really jacked up for sure. You talked about the 9 of Brandon Bowie having to serve that penalty earlier for the passing, you know, passing before the stripe. Serves his penalty, goes 1 lap down, does Brandon Bowie. So unfortunate for the 9 of Brandon Bowie. Now we're in 11th place, 1 lap down. 13 car in trouble. I'm hearing the 13 is in big trouble down on the inside of the track in the front stretch, right past start finish line. No caution coming. He does a good job. Now the caution's coming. He does like a little stop and go, and the flagman's like, oh, fine, my arm's tired, but I'll wave the damn thing again. So now he wrecks again, does a 13. He's not done yet. My goodness. Tires are probably really scorched right there, I would imagine. Bad boy, you can look at that.
Yeah, I believe him and Armando Vargas got tangled up. I believe Armando got a little loose in front of him or hit the wall. Something happened here right in front of him. Yeah, Armando got down underneath that white line under there, got a little loose, kind of checked up everybody. Armando gets loose, just nowhere for anyone to go. That 13 is going to take the worst end of the deal as he kind of broadsides the inside wall, Jesse, just kind of lazy spin right in the middle of the track.
Tell you what, the 1 of Phil Juring just did slip on by, too, as the 13 was coming back down to the inside of the track, man. That was a close call right there. That would have been a big wreck if those two had come together. And for the 13 of Brandon 6, you know, I mean, as far as damage is concerned, he's definitely got a new set of skins, no doubt about that. But as far as body damage is concerned, he looks like he got away from it pretty good. I mean, she got a little character on her, but I don't think he's got any kind of damage that's going to hurt him. So, back to live. I'm seeing your race leader, Brian Macklin, giving up the race lead to come on down. Brad Mayhar, Jeffrey Parker. John Wilkins is still on the track. The 14 of John Wilkins still on the track. Phil Juring coming down. Armando Vargas down. Lauren Personette And Brandon 6 is still out there. See, Brandon 6 is going to be, he looks like he's taking a wave around. This is going to allow that 12 of Justin Kirby to get his lap back as well and get back on a lead lap. So we're going to have a couple good cars getting a wave around here. And the 14 of John R. Wilkins, he had that damage earlier. Kind of surprises me that he stayed out right there. Wasn't really expecting that. But I think what we got to do right here, go ahead and get this sorted out. Take a quick commercial break, get this sorted out. We'll come back right after this and let you know who's where right after this.
Do you know where your world is?
I think I found it.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
Alright, welcome back, race fans. We're looking at lap 73 right here out of 100. Let me glance up here at the pace car and see if he's toggled that light switch yet. Yes, sir, he has. Brian Macklin still leading this thing with his teammate Brad Mayer to the outside, and it's pretty much been that way. I mean, those two drivers have pretty much led every single lap of this race. It's been a clinic so far. You're going to have some pretty significant wave rounds right here as Brandon 6 in the 13, Justin Kirby in the 12, and Brandon Bowie in the 9 are all going to come around and get their laps back, get back on a lead lap. That's going to put us back to 10 guys on the lead lap. Wes Weedman, the only car showing one lap down in 11th position. So yeah, I mean, and looking at these two, I just realized too, Brandon Bowie in the 9 and Brandon 6 in the 13, both sponsored by Farmers. It looks like it makes me think maybe those guys, they got similar paint jobs. So I'm thinking they might be working together. They might be teammates too. So I was like, where'd the pace car go? Okay, pace car is in, flag is out. There they go, 5 and the 7. Boy, I tell you what. 5 starts the race, but the 7 to Brad Mayhart absolutely got a fantastic start. Look at him through 1 and 2. My goodness, jets on by, and I get it. I mean, the teammates and Brian let that happen at the end of that, but it looked to me like I mean that was just a fantastic start by the 7 to Brad Mayhart. He's really on it tonight, partner.
Yeah, Jesse back here and just took the 6th spot. John R. Wilkins. He just made a pass in that repaired 14 from the wreck earlier, and looks like that thing's handling pretty good after the damage.
Yeah, how about that, man? Attaboy to the pat on the back for that crew, man. They've done a good job, and good job of that driver, man. Just hang in there. You know what I mean? Here comes Justin Kirby now, looking to the inside of the 13. That's going to be for 7th position. Looks like he's got the spot. Real close call as they come off into turn 3 right there, though. But he's going to complete that pass now up in front of him. Here he goes again. John R. Wilkins in the 14 to the outside. The 2 of Wes Weedman on the inside. That's not for position. 14 gets a good little piece of the wall, and there they go. There goes the 12, the 13, and now the 3 is going to pull up to the back of the 14. So he's definitely, I mean, they've done a good job. They've got that car back out there. It is looking, it is looking okay. It's looking competitive enough to get out there and run laps. But it also still looks like it's not ideal. You know what I mean? He's definitely going to have his hands full. Here comes Phil Jury now, 4th position in that one car, looking to the inside of the 11, nothing doing just yet, but he's playing mirror games right now with that 11 to Jeffrey Parker, looking to retake 3rd position, which is where he was running when he got the slamma bama whamma jamma earlier on that restart. So good job by that team too to go ahead and recover from that, and get all that track position back.
Yeah, Jesse, talking about Phil, he's not really forcing the pass. I think he's playing mirror games, like you said, with Jeffrey Parker. You know, I mean, if you make him overdrive his car and get in the wall, then you got the easy pass. Than to just try to force yourself and risk your car side by side racing at this tough track.
Yeah, he's trying to get that hand to come out the window net. You know what I mean? It looks to me like he's trying to get the hand to come out the window net. But I tell you what, this last lap here, the 11 really checking out. Am I seeing lights? Am I seeing lights out again? Are we back under caution, or am I seeing things? Why? I'm hallucinating. We are under green. My mistake. I tell you what, Brad Mayar is just putting on a clinic right now. He ran a 29.167 the last lap. 2nd place, Brian Macklin ran a 29.824. You know, I mean, that's that's a little off. Actually, Jeffrey Parker was pretty close to what Mayar did that last lap. So Macklin actually something must have happened to him that last lap. You know, for him to lose that kind of time, he must have had something we missed right there. And Jeffrey Parker actually began to close in on him because of that.
Yeah, Jesse, you mentioned Brad Mayar. Probably made a click or two of wedge or made a couple of adjustments. Man, he's looking really quick right now. Just seemed like he's got the pace to win this race if it stays green here.
Well, right here at the stride, Andy, or this time by right here at the stride, Brad Mayar is going to take us to 20 to go. Just 20 laps remaining right here. Brad Mayar with nearly a 2-second lead, about a 1 3/4 second lead to be more precise, over Brian Macklin sitting 2nd. 3rd place, Jeffrey Parker in the 11. He's on an island right now between Brian Macklin and Phil Juring. Not really catching or being caught right here early on. Phil Juring sitting in 4th, just mentioned him. Armando Vargas, man, hanging in there in the top 5 in that 16 car, doing a good job, real good job. Justin Kirby, man, after getting his wave round, sitting there in 6th place. Brandon 6th and 7th. John R. Wilkins in 8th. Brandon Bowie in 9th. Those are your lead lap cars right now. Those are your survivors for the time being. And I tell you what, if this thing stays green from here, and Brad Mayar doesn't make any mistakes, it looks to me like he's the cat in the hat. He's got this thing in the bag. Of course,
absolutely. Absolutely, his times is really good. I've watched him. I think this is going to... Yeah, he dropped a little bit there, but he ran 3 consecutive 29.3s in a row, and that was a 29.615 there, so... Maybe tires come in a little bit, but needless to say, that car really looks good off the turns, and that's the key here. He's back up his entry. He's getting good runoff.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to come out to the Lady in Black and not get a case of the wobbles once or twice, not scrape the wall a little bit here or there, and put on a spark show. Everybody out here, no matter how good or bad their car is going to definitely going to get a piece of it in this track, a little bit, but he's been as close to perfect as I think he can be at this track. I mean, he really has. He's been really solid. Haven't called his name very many times that I can recall all night for any sort of slipping and sliding or wall glue or anything like that. So, yeah, looking really good. And Macklin has got her gathered up too now, and he's actually pulling away from Jeffrey Parker to the tune of about a tenth a lap right now. They're pretty close to equal, but every now and then it looks like Macklin's ticking off a little time. He seems to be a little bit more consistent in that 5 car than Jeffrey Parker is back there in 3rd position right now.
Yeah, Jesse, and our leader too. You watch his car. He's using every inch of the racetrack too, and there's not a lot of room here at Darlington. But if you got a good handling car, if you can use every inch of the racetrack all the way through the turn, then you know that you got a pretty good car.
Oh, absolutely, man. Tell you what, watching this 12 of Justin Kirby sit 6th position right now. He ran a 550 the last time by to Armando Vargas run a 934. Phil Juring ahead of him ran an 860. So the 12 of Justin Kirby is coming on strong, man. He's running down the 16 into 1 right now. You're trying to get up there and get 4th position. And Brian Macklin as well has been looking really good. That time by equal with his teammate teammate and leader Brad Mayer. But the 2 laps prior to that, he was actually gaining about a 10th a lap. So, no, I don't know. I mean, it's like I said. I really feel like it's really Page in the Outlaw. Take over, partner. Sorry about that. Phone was ringing. I'm a broadcaster and a telemarketer, apparently. But yeah, man, I don't think, barring any mistakes, I really don't think that Macklin can run down Brad. But I tell you, I mean, this track here, nothing's a promise. Nothing's a promise until you cross the stripe with the checkered flag being waved at you, and the spotter and the crew chief giving you an attaboy over the radio. Nothing's a promise. This track can get you at any moment. So Brad Mayer can't let his guard down for sure. But you're looking at a real strong run here between these guys in first and second for Kingpin Motorsports. They've represented all night for their team. They're doing a great job, and they're looking like, barring any sort of disaster, you're looking at a 1-2 finish for these guys, and they got to be proud about that, no matter how it goes. However, Macklin gains nearly 3/10 that last lap, so that was a good lap right there, partner.
Yeah, looks like he's the point of the run, maybe setback saved a little bit for Brad, and gonna try to make a run at him here. It's good to get good speed here, you know what I mean? But like you said, you don't want to overdo it. You got to respect the track. So as long as he respects the track, right now he might have the speed, maybe to hang with him.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll be coming up. Brad Mayer is going to be taking us to 10 to go. He comes through turn 3 and 4 right here. Now out of turn 4, coming to the stripe, 10 to go this time by. Getting down to the close of this thing. That time he runs a 7:15. Macklin runs a 8:02. So Brad Mayer hanging tough right there. He's definitely looking like he's not going to be caught on the clock. It'll take a mistake for sure. The closest thing it's looking like it might be a race right here. We better keep our eye on is these 3 back here in 4th, 5th, and 6th. Phil Juring is he's the rabbit right there. Justin Kirby, he's the caboose. And I tell you what, there's a dog right between them there. That's 16, Armando Vargas. This dude is the ETV champion, but he's getting a challenge right now. Right now, the 12 is looking to take that position away from Armando Vargas. They go side by side now down to turn 1 and 2. Going to go ahead and make that pass, come up the hill a little bit, and I thought Armando might be able to come back on him, but no such luck. Actually, that was turn 3 and 4. Man, I get confused at this egg track. That's why I can't race it, partner. I'd be in the wall every single time. I don't know how these guys do it. I need GPS for this place, buddy.
Yeah, the terms, they look similar, but when you get there, they're, one's totally different. One's a lot sharper than the other one. The other one's just a lot more high banked.
Yeah, for sure, man. I tell you, here we go. I mean, I don't want to instigate nothing or overplay nothing right here, but let's just not forget that the 1 of Phil Juring and the 12 of Justin Kirby really went after it earlier in this race, and we'll see. As now the 12 has moved into 5th position, his next target is going to be that 1 of Phil Juring. We're going to find out right now if they're good to go or if there's any bad blood. It looks like Phil Juring's going to go ahead and wave him on by. Surprised to see that. This guy lets the 12 on by, and that's going to move Justin Kirby up into 4th position. Phil Juring back into 5th as he gets a little bit of a wobble now. Here comes the 16. 16 of Armando Vargas now to the outside of the 1 of Phil Juring. Look like he's going to lose that position as well, so move Armando Vargas up in the top 5, and Phil Juring back into 6th position. I'm not seeing any racing on the track other than that right now. Brad Mayer still with a real comfortable lead, coming out of turn 4 right here. 5 to go, just 5 more times around this egg right now, and I just seen somebody go off the track right there, big time. Not sure who it was. You happen to catch who that was? Or somebody just went the inside of the track like in a big hurry. I think it might have been one of our lap down cars.
I think it might have been John Button. Haven't mentioned his name too much. He was runner-up in the Dover race the first week of the season here. Running 14th, probably not the run he expected, but man, the car don't look actually too bad.
I believe Paul Klein said it was that 5-car Brian Macklin. Just
that was the colors. That was the colors I seen was a black car with some red or some orange on it. So yeah, it might have been that 5. In fact, he did lose. Yeah, it probably was because he did lose some time. But he lead right now over third place Jeffrey Parker. All he's got to do is hang on. And right now at lap 97 of 100, we are official. If a caution comes out, this thing will finish behind the pace car. So. Ooh, Brad Mayer gets a little bit of the wall there in 3 and 4. He's got nothing to worry about. He's got a real good lead, but goes up there and gets a little bit of strife. I think he wants to make sure he leaves an impression on both with these drivers and on this track. As he goes up and lets that wall know who's boss.
Yeah, Jesse, Brad Mayer hits the wall a little bit, and then in the same corner, in the same spot, Brian Macklin was like, well, here, I can make a bigger stripe.
No doubt. Well, I tell you, I'm really impressed with that 12 of Justin Kirby, man, and that team. Getting him back up there, back all the way up to 4th position. He's actually running down Jeffrey Parker right now. Running out of time as we're going to be just 2 to go. Just 2 to go now for Brad Mayer and the rest of these guys. Justin Kirby is almost there. He got the 11 of Jeffrey Parker, sliced and diced through lap traffic as he goes by the 8, trying to run away. Now the 12 going to fly on by, and I tell you what, he got through that traffic a little better. He got through that traffic a little bit better, and we're going to keep our eye on that for a moment because that looks like it might be our best racing right here. 12 is coming up to him, man. This is going to be a close battle for 3rd position, I'm thinking. Just 1 lap to go. Up front, Brad Mayar on the final lap. He hauls it off into turn 1 and 2 for the final time. Everything's looking good. No problems right here. Coming off of 2. Everything looks sharp. Rather, you know what? That's turn 4, it looks like. My goodness. Oh, you know what it is, partner? I see what it is. There's barrels. There's an access road at both ends of the track. That's how they're killing me. Okay, here we go. Off into turn 3 and 4. Everything looking good for Brad Mayar, man. Looks like him and his teammate going to split the most laps led. They're really close. I'm not sure who got it. But the last lap is going to go to Brad Mayar in that 7 car. Great show by him tonight. And Brian Macklin from Kingpin Motorsports. Those guys done a fantastic job. Jeffrey Parker is going to hang on to 3rd position. Justin Kirby going to come in 4th. Armando Vargas for the top 5, man. It just, that's Armando Vargas. That's why he was our Friday Night B-Car Showdown champion last season, because he's just missed the consistency. Didn't have a great car tonight, man. I'm not trying to pick on him, but he did not have a great car tonight. Ends up with a good top 5 finish, so attaboy to him. But Brad Mayar, that's the man tonight, man. I tell you what. It looked early on in this race like Brian Macklin was going to be the rabbit, and nobody really had nothing for him. But once Brad got up there and he got that lead, boy, it was no looking back, man. I tell you what, he was really good once he got up there and had that track position, partner.
Yeah, we remember him at Dover. He was, man, he really had a loose car and was really having some problems. Ended up not having that well of a race, but he went to even a harder track tonight, Darlington, and man, he definitely conquered this track.
Well, man, I tell you what. This is these guys done a good job here tonight. We had some cautions, a little rough and tumble, but all in all, for as tough as this track is, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's go ahead and run you through the rest of your top 10. Phil During going to come in 6th place. John R. Wilkins going to come in 7th. 8th going to go to Brandon 6th. Brandon Bowie going to come in 9th, and Lauren Personette, and that comes in here ranked 19th out of 19 drivers and finishes with a top 10 finish. So, good job to them. And tell you what, man, Brad Mayar, Brian Macklin, Kingpin Motorsports, they're on a roll right now, and they got an opportunity to do it again next week. Daytona, you want to talk about 2 cars working together? My goodness, 2-car tango. Did I mention iRacing just released the new Daytona? Holy cow. I was really excited for this one, but I tell you what, I'm pretty pumped up for that one too. How about you, partner?
Yeah, Daytona, haven't really, the weeks for Daytona and the official stuff hasn't really started yet, so I myself ain't having much time, but have seen the 2-car draft, and then who knows what to expect, man. I think it's going to be pretty wild. Definitely everyone should tune in next week on ATV and check that one out.
Absolutely, man. Totally looking forward to that. And, so that's going to do it for us tonight, man. Brad Mayar is the man. Kingpin Motorsports is the team, for sure. They tamed the Lady in Black tonight. They're gonna get treated to a dinner tonight. Ladies gonna be buying them dinner, looks like, tonight. So I tell you what, tune in next week right here, same bad time, same bad channel on ETV, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. We're going to Daytona, High Banks Racing, newly configured, newly paved racetrack, 2-car tango in full effect. if you're a fan of that, it should be fantastic, man. If you're the odd man out, that's going to be a bummer. Before we head there next week, though, don't forget, Sunday Night Road to Pro. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Miami Homestead Speedway, man, I'm telling you what. Should be big stuff. Sunday Road to Pro has been very exciting the last couple of weeks. Looking for big things from those guys again Sunday night. So come check that out. From my partner, Mr. Excitement, AJ Barrett, up here in the booth with me doing big things. Legendary one, the bad boy John Weston, working the magic on the cameras, man. I'm the outlaw Jesse James saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you right here next time on ETV.